Hello, welcome back to the Ear Wiggle. Today I'm going to be showing you some ways you can trim your cat's nails. So here I've drawn a diagram of the nail. That's the quick in the middle. If you cut that, the cat's nail will bleed, so you want to avoid that. And you'll have to look at your cat's nail to see where that is. And you want to trim this bottom sharp point off. So every cat, you should be able to see through their nail enough to see where the quick is. If you're not sure if they have dark nails or you just can't see, then just trim off the very end, and just to play it safe. You don't want to accidentally cut that because it is uncomfortable for them. And every time you trim their nails, you'll want to give them some treats. I use these Temptations brand. You can use whatever your cat likes. It's not going to work if your cat doesn't like the treat. So the way to get their nail to extend is to just gently press down on the top of their paw, and it makes the claws stick out. And on this video, I'll be giving this cat treats each time we do something, just for the purpose of the video, but typically I wait till the end of the nail trimming to reward them. So here you can see I just press down on the top of the paw, it makes the claws extend, and then I can go in and trim them. And you want to make sure also to get the little nail on the side here. Their front paws only should have that unless they have extra toes. And so here you can see I'm giving him more treats. This cat cooperates very well with nail trimmings. Your cat probably will not the very first time you trim them. So another method of trimming the nails is to hold them next to you like this. Put your arm around them and gently hold them against you while you press down on their toes, extend the nails, and just trim off the ends. And he's very good with this method also. If your cat is calm, or if they're tired and really easygoing, this sometimes is all you need to do to trim their nails. You can also do this sitting down on the couch. That way if they try to back up, they bump into the back of the couch, and they won't go very far. If your cat does not like having its nails trimmed, there are other methods you can try, but just remember that every time you do this, you want to make sure that you give your cat some kind of reward, usually treats if they're food motivated. You want to pet them, play with them, do all the things that they like, because you want to have them associate nail trims with something positive. Most cats don't like their feet being messed with. So there's a good high five for a job well done. Now this kitten is polydactyl. She has extra toe beans, so that means she has extra claws. So you can see on her front little mitts here, she's got extra toes, and this foot has a tiny toe in between those other two, which has a small claw that gets caught on everything. So we have to trim her claws pretty frequently. The problem is, as you can see, she's really super wiggly, and she does not like her feet being messed with. But she's really young, so we'll just keep working with her. She also can smell the treats, so she's going a little bonkers because of that. So I gave her a treat, and now I'm going to try just gently pressing her paw and trim the nail. But she really doesn't like this, even with giving her treats during the trim. But I'm going to go ahead and just continue attempting to trim her nails. Normally with her, I wait until she falls asleep, or when she's really just drowsy and tired, and when I try to trim her nails, she doesn't fight nearly as much, and it's a lot less stressful for her. But her back feet especially have been catching on things, so I'm trying to go ahead and film this now. Also so that you can see what to do if your cat just won't let you trim their nails, no matter whether they're tired or not. These are some different things you can do. I'm loading her up with treats, getting her happy. She's still kind of wiggly, although she is fighting less. So what I'm going to try now is another option. If you have a large towel, you can wrap them up kind of burrito style. And some cats will still fight this, but at least since they're wrapped up, they can't hurt themselves. It's less likely that they'll hurt you, and you can get the nails trimmed, especially if you have someone to help you. If you don't, this is still a good method, because it's sort of like having an extra hand. You have someone to kind of hold her paws down so that you can trim their feet. So you can see now her back feet are accessible, so I can trim her back feet. But this towel is not wrapped around well enough. I'm going to go ahead and give it another go. Remember also that if you have a larger cat, you're going to need a larger towel. And this should be wrapped around firmly, but it should not be choking her, and it should not be hurting her. It's just supposed to be enough to kind of keep her paws contained. And I'm just going to unwrap her back feet here. You can see that she's starting to calm down a little bit, but she's still very, very unhappy about this. She does not like her feet being messed with and does not like her nails being trimmed whatsoever. But she's also not getting hurt, and you can see I pet her each time, I give her treats, and I try to keep the whole thing, as positive as possible, so that in the future she'll calm down, hopefully, and allow her future owners to trim her claws. So here is another method. You can hold the scruff of the neck gently. If you really can't get any other method to work, if you can't trim them when, they're calm and sleepy, if treats aren't working, if the little blanket burrito isn't working, if nothing else is working, this is one option that, again, as long as you're careful, it won't hurt them. The back of the neck has a lot of loose skin that you can, gently but firmly hold. And obviously I'm having an assistant help me with this. It really does take two people, because you need someone to hold the cat, and the other person will trim the claws. And usually the cat will cooperate. You can see she's a lot calmer now, and as you can see, she's kind of laying on her side a little bit, which is also helpful. I can get to her feet easier. She has an extra toe back there that I have to trim, and we're just going around, and then I'm also going to check and make sure we got them all. When she gets a little bit squirrely like this, we stop and readjust our grip and keep going, because we do not want to hurt her or stress her out. And this is another way you could put your hand under, or put your arm underneath them and hold their paw and your hand on the other side, and that way your arm supports them. This kitten is so tiny that my arm is kind of lifting her up, but on a normal sized kitten or cat, this would actually be a little bit more comfortable for them. They'd feel a little more supported. So as long as your cat isn't clawing up your arm, this is a really good method. This is something that I use with a lot of cats that don't like their nails being trimmed. Just having my arm under there sometimes helps support them. And on a larger cat, you can do the same thing, but kind of hold their body up against your hip with your arm. Just do it gently. And so her claws look much shorter now. I'm just checking the other foot. Everything seems to be good. So now we're going to make sure that she gets rewarded, even though it may not look like this was the best behavior. She did let us trim her nails, and she does need to know that this is a positive experience. So she's getting more treats, and she's getting pets, and I will also play with her a little bit, because she is kind of in her active, day cycle that cats go through, where they have periods of time where they're very active and playful. And unfortunately I decided to film this when she was very active and playful, so that made it a little bit more difficult than it would have been normally to do the video, but at the same time it also means that she'll be receptive to play. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust her on this blanket, and she will go after hands, so I like to put my hand under a towel and kind of teach her that she should play with other things other than just hands. But I didn't have any toys next to me, which I should have. But instead, she's got this towel, and you can see she's really going after it. She's having a lot of fun. I know she's kicking at it. So she's doing much better. She's obviously happier now, and hopefully she'll learn to associate nail trims with playtime and treats and, love and just good things. So hopefully this video was helpful to some of you out there who are concerned about trimming your cat's nails, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.